Are you tired of toxic assholes ruining your fantasy football experience? Consider joining us at the Worthless Fantasy Federation. We run multiple different kinds of leagues. We have a 32 team NFL simulation style fantasy league. That's what most of our content is based around. You can see the podcast episodes on the channel here that directly correlate to that league, but we also have a salary cap league where we have custom rules designed around a salary cap simulation. We have a 16-team Dynasty Superflex league. We have multiple best ball leagues. Next year, we'll be introducing another 32-team NFL simulation style league, a 16-team Dynasty IDP league, and another salary cap simulation league using IDP, and much more to come in 2025 and beyond. I pride myself in building this community free of toxicity and the stuff that normally comes along with a fantasy football, free leagues that you find on Reddit or wherever. No toxic assholes here. We're just a group of people trying to have fun. Everybody's welcome. I don't care what walk of life you're from. You're welcome here. And I will do my best to help you have fun in fantasy football again. We are very active. I'm always available to help. If you're new to fantasy football, I have no issue helping you learn and get better. We have free leagues, we have paid leagues, we're expanding all the time and starting new leagues every year. So if you're looking for something different in fantasy football, something less toxic, something a little more serious, or if you're just looking to learn and you want a place to feel accepted and to make friends, consider joining the Worthless Fantasy Federation. Link to our Discord is in the description. Or if you wanted to just reach out and ask some questions, you can, comment here on YouTube. I will answer. You can reach out on Discord. Just join up in the Discord and DM me. I am Worthless Watkins. I really hope you give us a shot. Thanks.
Welcome into week 12, DGens. It is I, your guy TJ, along with the always lovely Watkins, about to be even more lovelier here in a few weeks, I think. If the pick'ems don't sway in his favor.
Oh yeah.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
I'm freezing.
I'm
It's cold
not.
in here. Well, you live in California. It's like always 70.
That's not true. It's still like fall here too. It's 70 degrees outside right now.
It's rough, man. It's 43 and cloudy right now, and off and on rain. And tomorrow it'll probably be 70. Good old Midwest weather.
Yeah, I don't miss it. I mean, the lows here at night get into the low 40s. Still pretty cold
Oof.
at night.
Yeah. Well, week 11 is behind us, and we have some teams that have now clinched. I wrote it on a little piece of notepad because the way that the league is set up in Sleeper, it won't show us who's actually clinched or not, because it's thinking we go to 14 weeks and only have 7 division winner or 7 playoff teams. So, or was it 7 or 8?
8.
Yeah, it's got to be an even number. Anyway, 7 is what we want in each division. So we'll pull that up after we're done going through the scores, unless you have anything to add.
Nope.
Okay. So week 11, let's go to the league. Not my matchup. There we go. We got me beating the Titans. It was looking a little hairy there at first. Finally, some players started scoring points. After all those trades I made, Jesus, I started to get real worried. You went ahead and you beat the Bears. Good job.
No, I didn't. I am the Bears. I
Vikings,
beat the Vikings.
Yeah, I caught on as soon as I was about to go on there. We got Detroit beating the Packers 119-51 to go 5-6. They could end the year with a positive record still. The Giants surprising the Eagles 193-152. Cowboys holding on and beating out the Redskins 213 to 201, much to both of their likings. Tampa Bay in our game of the week beating the Saints 111 to 88. The Panthers beating the Falcons 201 to 132. Take that. 127-88 is a score from Seattle and LA, with Seattle winning that one. The 49ers beating the Cardinals 190 to 162. Ulmer's team beating out Baltimore 140 to 63. Pittsburgh beating the Bengals 185 to 84. Miami surprising the Bills 140 to 128. Got the Jets beating the Patriots 112 to 156. The Colts beating the Texans. The Colts picked a good time for their team not to have a great week. 133 to 72. Broncos, I guess we'll say surprising and upsetting the Chiefs 216 to 177, and the Raiders beating the Chargers 179 to 95. So
I
we'll
don't
go ahead
know
and
that I
just pull
call one of the best teams in the league beating another one of the best teams in the league. Surprise or
I
an
think
upset.
this kind of surprised us. Anyway, on my little cheat sheet here, I've got everybody's record. So got little letters and stuff off to the side. So in your division, you are 9-2. You've actually won your division already. Congratulations,
Hell
Watkins.
yeah.
Minnesota is in second place and still in playoff contention at 6-5, along with Detroit at 5-6. Green Bay, unfortunately, was eliminated about 3 years ago. Dallas is leading their division and have clinched a playoff spot. They have not clinched their division yet, however, because Philadelphia is right behind them, one game back at 7-4. Washington and New York both have been eliminated, 4-7 and 2-9. This division's already all settled. Carolina, Atlanta are both at 9-2. Neither have clinched the division, but they have both clinched a playoff spot. While the two teams below them, New Orleans and Tampa Bay, have been eliminated. And then in the West, it's kind of still anyone's game. Seattle and San Francisco are both 7-4. Arizona is 6-5. LA is the only one that's eliminated at 3-8. So in the NFC, we've got 4 teams so far that have clinched a spot, which leaves 3 left. One has to be a division winner down here in the West. And then you've got San Francisco and Philadelphia, along with Atlanta or Minnesota. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So right now, Seattle would be 5, San Francisco would be 6, and Philadelphia would be 7, or something like that. So Minnesota's 1 game out right now. Detroit's 2. For all intents and purposes, and Arizona's 1 game out as well. Detroit's pretty much eliminated because when it comes down to points for, they're not going to compete with these other teams, and the most games they can win is 7. So
Yes, and I mean I track all of that in the Prime Discord, in the season standings. Right now the division winners are obviously the top 4 seeds, and then you got the Falcons, Eagles, and 49ers holding the 5, 6, and 7 seed, with the Vikings, Cardinals, and Lions on the outside looking in.
On the AFC side, a little bit clearer. Pittsburgh's already won their division at 9-2. Cleveland and Baltimore still have a chance at the playoffs, theoretically. Once again, for all intents and purposes, they are eliminated as well. They will not be able to reach the scores needed.
Yeah,
Thinking 7 wins.
The Browns and Ravens right now would be the 9th and 10th seed AFC.
Yeah.
So they're
the best they could do is tie Las Vegas in record, and Las Vegas is way ahead of them in terms of points. Well, I guess if they both win and New York Jets end up losing, they could sneak in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can't. Just kidding. Cincinnati is eliminated, however. Then you have Buffalo leading their division at 7-4, New York at 6-5. Neither have technically clinched a playoff spot, but one of them will have to win the division. The other one is going to be in a fight with Las Vegas for that final wild card spot. Miami and New England are both eliminated. My division, I am still winning in my division, leading, I guess, at 9-2. Indianapolis is at 8-3. We both have clinched a playoff spot, not the division. Tennessee and Texas are both eliminated. And then in the West, Kansas City and Denver have both clinched, but have not won the division yet outright. at 8-3, and Las Vegas is 7-4, with the Chargers at 1-10. So you have 2, 4, 5 spots already clinched there, which leaves 2. One has to be either Buffalo or New York, which would be the 6 of 7, and then right now, as it would stand, Las Vegas would be the 7th seed, but it's not impossible for Buffalo and New York to end up being those last 2 teams. Like I said, for pretty much most intents and purposes, Cleveland and Baltimore are eliminated. So still a few games left to go.
Yeah, at this point, it's pretty much all but decided pretty closely what the 14 playoff teams are. We're all just fighting for seed placement at this point. I mean, as we saw this week, the Panthers just vaulted into the 1st seed in the NFC, and the Falcons dropped all the way to the 5th seed.
All right, into stats. So these are the top 5 in the offense and defensive side of the ball. Who is still? Maybe we should cement this as well. This will be whoever is leading after week 13. Anyway.
Oh yeah, we'll lock that up. Week 13 also, the offensive and defensive player of the year. So only 2 more weeks left, and we'll have 2 teams that'll have locked in $30.
Yeah, and as it stands right now, Tyreek Hill is still leading after all these weeks at 258. Josh Allen at 243, CMC at 239, Keenan Allen at 232, and Jalen Hurts at 221. Really, after the top, I mean, the number 1 is over 10 points ahead of the 2nd seed, but really, once you get to after like the 5th player, it really kind of goes down. I don't see CeeDee Lamb scoring 40 points more than Tyreek Hill in 2 games.
Yeah.
On the other side of the ball, Oluokun at 247. You got Edwards at 230, Bernard at 228, Warner at 225, Crosby at 222. A little bit closer here. You could add Franklin and Watt because they are all within about 20 points. And as it is for most defensive players, they usually have like one or two games during the year where they're going to score just like 30, 40 points. So that one's still kind of open for whatever. So that's what we've got right now. What do we have for the pick'ems?
Yes, results from week 11. Okay, results from week 11. Bears Vikings, we all correctly called the Bears. Eagles Giants, we all picked the Eagles to win, and obviously the Giants, in a major upset, Saquon Barkley carried them. Falcons Panthers, we all correctly called the Panthers to beat the Falcons. We all correctly called the Seahawks to beat the Rams, the Steelers to beat the Bengals. We all picked the Bills to beat the Dolphins, and the Dolphins won, so we all lost a point there. We all correctly called the Jaguars to beat the Titans. We all lost a point because we all called the Chiefs to beat the Broncos, and the Broncos ended up winning. We all correctly called the Lions to beat the Packers. Cowboys Commanders, I am the only person that got it wrong. I called the Commanders to win. Cowboys won.
Whoops.
We all correctly called the Browns to beat the Ravens, the 49ers to beat the Cardinals, the Jets to beat the Patriots, the Colts to beat the Texans, the Raiders to beat the Chargers. And then in the game of the week, you and I correctly picked the Buccaneers to beat the Saints, but they picked the Saints and lost out on an extra point. Which brings the week total up to you with 13 of 16 correct for 81%, and me and the WFF with 12 correct for 75%. Which brings our overall total points to you at 138 for 78% correct, me at 133 with 76% correct, and the WFF at 132, 75% correct. And if you factor in bonus points, I would actually be in last place.
Uh-oh.
Still 2 more weeks. Really feels like you've probably clinched the win at this point, but it's possible.
All right. With last week all taken care of and done, let's hop into week 12.
Yes, let's do that.
We've got Chicago and the Bengals. Pretty sure the Bears are going to win this one.
I sure hope so. That's my pick.
Pittsburgh and Minnesota. It's a pretty close one. I think Minnesota's the better team, and I think Minnesota ends up winning this one.
With how far ahead you are, I kind of have to just take whatever you don't within reason,
Okay.
and I think that this one is within reason that the Steelers could win. So for me to have a chance to come back against you, I've got to take chances like this. So I'm going to pick the Steelers to win.
Okay. You got the Lions and the Ravens. This is actually going to be a close game too. One team's going to end up 6-6. The other one's going to end up not being able to have a. I think I'm going to go with Detroit.
Yeah, the Lions have the better offense. The Ravens have the better defense. I think I'm also going to go to Detroit.
Okay.
Probably should take
All
the
right.
Ravens just opposite of you, but I actually think the Lions are.
I think you're going to get a lot of those chances.
Yeah.
Palmer beats the Packers.
Yes, definitely.
All right, Panthers Colts. I think I'm going to pick the Panthers on this out of more want than any kind of looking into it. Come on, Panthers.
I
Give me this
also think the
automatic win.
Panthers are going to win. But this is another game that could go either way, and I feel like I should take the Colts, but I think I'm gonna stick with the Panthers because I think they are gonna win. I don't think that that's a true 50-50, so I'd rather take the team that I'm gonna win. I got to be careful with the games I pick opposite you. I can't just pick all the 50-50 games opposite you because then I could dig myself in too big of a hole.
Tampa Bay beats the Texans because Texans aren't going to let anybody lose to them.
Damn, the Bucks are gonna be a 3-win team.
At least, yeah. Got the Titans and the Saints. The Titans don't have 3 positions filled right now. I'm going to go with the Saints. I think the Saints, they just have that 4-leaf clover stuck in their ass, and they're going to keep riding it.
I'm gonna go with the Titans.
All right. Cowboys, Dolphins. Cowboys.
Yeah, I think Dolphins beating the Bills was nice, but I think the Cowboys might be a little too much for them. This late in the season, the Cowboys are coming alive a little bit.
Bills and yeah, they really are. Bills and the Eagles. I'm going to go with the Eagles.
I'm gonna go with the Bills.
Okay. Redskins, Patriots. Redskins.
Yeah, I'll take the Commanders as well.
Jets and Giants. I don't think the Giants do it 2 weeks in a row, so I'm going to go with the Jets.
Yeah, like I said, I think that the Giants. I mean, he doesn't have DeVito, so that doesn't really matter. He does have Barkley and a lot of the Giants' defense. Although the Giants' defense could feast this week against that Patriot offense. I mean, the Giants' team is relatively untouched. It's mostly the Giants. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Jets as well.
Okay. Broncos and Niners. I think the Broncos go. Keep riding.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. The Niners are a really good team, but they're not. I mean, they're only one game back from the Broncos. Not that big of a difference.
They need to win to stay up with the Seahawks because I'm pretty sure the Seahawks are winning this week.
They made some splashy trades, which we'll get to when we do our trade deadline video. But
Chiefs and Cardinals. Oh,
yeah, I'm
Chiefs
still
and
on.
Cardinals.
I'm still on 49ers Broncos over here.
Oh, okay. I thought you committed.
I'm gonna commit to the Broncos.
Pick the Chiefs over the Cardinals. That's my pick there.
Yes, likewise.
Seahawks over the Chargers.
Yep, likewise there as well.
Rams, Raiders. I feel like for the most part, a lot of my picks have just been safe picks. Do I want to make this my risky pick of the week? No, I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Same.
All right. That brings us to the game of the week.
Nobody's surprised.
This has been pretty much ever since the beginning of the schedules came out, pinned in. Your St. Louis Jaguars against the evil Atlanta Falcons.
Oldest rivalry in the league, and the only one.
So,
Cross-conference rivalry league. The only cross-conference rivalry in the league that is currently going.
yeah.
Give it a couple
And it's
years,
going to
we'll
be
have plenty more.
it will be a decent game. It's not like it's one-sided. So
And it matters.
projected.
I mean, it's the number 3 team versus the number 5 team. You're fighting for the first seed in the AFC. He's fighting for the first seed in the NFC. This game matters because whoever loses this game pretty much loses out on their chance at the first.
Yeah, pretty much. Projected right now me to win by about 10 points. But let's go over the teams here. At our running backs, we've got Jacobs versus Achan. Don't know if Achan's going to play. I don't know if he does play, I don't know if he's going to play the whole game. That is a pretty significant impact on this whole game as well because I have Raheem. So
Yeah.
I would pick Jacobs right now over Achan. They're both tier 1 running backs.
Yeah, I'm taking Jacobs as well. Even if Achan does play, I don't think that they're going to run him in the round. I mean, upon return, it kind of, clearly he needs to rehab that knee a little longer.
Yeah. Wide receiver ones, we got Keenan Allen versus Debo. I'm going to pick Allen all day because, as I've stated many times before, I'm not super high up on Debo. I am more of an Ayuk fan.
If somebody would have told me at the beginning of this year that Keenan Allen would be wide receiver 2 this far into the season, I would not believe it. Like, it's insane to me that 31-year-old Keenan Allen is still wide receiver 2. But yeah, I'm taking Allen. He's looked unstoppable every week.
That's what happens when Mike Williams is gone for the entire year and he has no one else to throw it to.
Yeah, I don't see how some of those other receivers aren't picking up targets. Keenan Allen was targeted 16 times last game. That's crazy.
They keep dropping the ball when they get it thrown to them.
Yeah,
so.
That's true.
Wide receiver 2,
Portland Sutton.
Yeah, versus Gabe Davis. The projection on here goes Davis. Yeah, Sutton has been very solid all year for me. I think there's only one game he has scored under 10 points for me.
He's wide receiver 20 on the year. I would not have guessed that.
Yeah, one game this year he has scored under 10 points.
Gabe Davis is wide receiver 37. I mean, he's had some really good weeks, but he goose egg last week.
Gabe Davis is very hit or miss.
Yeah. I mean, the Bills' offense spreads the ball a lot, and Khalil Shakir is finally. I have him in a couple leagues. Khalil Shakir is finally kind of on the rise, so I'm in on that. But yeah, I'm going to take Courtland Sutton over Gabe Davis.
Out of 10 games, he has 8 touchdowns.
That's crazy.
He averages almost a touchdown a game. So yeah, I'm going to pick both my wide receivers and my running back. Looking good for me so far. Looking good. Tight ends, not so good anymore.
Yep. I'm going to take God's gift to tight ends, Travis Kelce.
Okay, yeah, that's an easy one. At flex, we've got Mostert and Hunt versus Woods and Palmer. I think that swings back in my favor pretty wildly.
2 running backs versus 2 wide receivers. Mostert, again, another player, running back 2 on the season for no reason. Like, what the fuck? 31-year-old Raheem Mostert is the number 2 back this year so far? Okay.
There's a reason.
I mean, Mostert's been the starting running back for the Dolphins for a while. He was running back 25 last year.
He has 13 touchdowns so far this year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's a reason.
Yeah, I'm taking your side of the flexes today.
Quarterbacks, Stafford versus Allen.
Not even a competition.
I don't know.
Josh Allen is the number 1 fantasy quarterback.
And he's playing at Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm still going to take Josh Allen over Stafford all
Stafford
day,
is playing at Arizona. Allen has, just look. Never mind.
Josh Allen is a fucking fantasy football machine. I'm taking Josh Allen all day, every day. Yes, Josh Allen in real life has struggled here and there, but in fantasy, Josh Allen is a machine. He throws the ball fucking near 40 times a game.
How is it the amount of interception and fumbles he does, he still scores points like that. That's
It's
crazy.
because of his yards. He throws pretty much on average 300 yards a game and scores touchdowns. So the interceptions don't really affect that much.
IDP, we've got Jalen Ramsey versus Rasul Douglas, who had a great game last week. 30 points.
Douglas
Too
is
bad it
very
didn't help
good.
him win.
Jalen Ramsey's also very good, but less good in fantasy. But he had 2 interceptions last week. But well, they're playing the Jets this week. He might have 2 interceptions this week too.
He did better than I thought.
Yeah, I mean Ramsey's the definition of a shutdown corner. He wins in coverage. He doesn't get a lot of tackles. He doesn't get a lot of interceptions.
Yeah.
His only real upside is the occasional interception and pass deflections.
Yeah. I kind of like Douglas on this actually over Ramsey.
Yeah, I'm going to take Douglas over Ramsey all day because of the tackle upside. I mean, Ramsey could end up winning if he gets a couple interceptions against Tim Boyle, starting quarterback for the Jets this week, but I'll still take Douglas because of the tackle upside.
We got at defensive line Aaron Donald and Highsmith versus Greenard and Hendrickson.
Interesting one. You have like the sack upside, but he's got the tackle upside, I think. Alex Highsmith is pretty sack dependent. Like he's not like super tackle heavy, but he gets a lot of sacks. You know, forced 2 fumbles this year. He's got interception, actually a pick 6. Same thing with Donald. Donald actually gets a fair amount of tackles, but he's pretty sack dependent also. Whereas, I mean, I guess Hendrickson is also there. I mean, it's D-line. They're kind of all sack dependent. I'd say this is actually relatively even. Ray Hendrickson's really.
Yeah, I'm just going to be biased and pick my side, even though it's super close.
Yeah, I think you can go either way. I'm fine with your side. I'm fine with your side. That's a.
At linebacker, we've got Singleton and Gibbons versus Wilson and Chenal.
I have no idea how he pronounces his last name. Logan Wilson is a monster, but so is Singleton. Those kind of match up in my eyes. Singleton actually gets a little more tackles, though. Singleton's actually probably the better pick there. I mean, Logan Wilson is. But then it comes down to Chanel and Jack Gibbons for me, and Jack Gibbons has looked the last 2 weeks have been kind of rough, but I mean, Chanel's more of a rotation linebacker.
Yeah, I would pick my side.
Yeah, I'm gonna take your side. I mean, I'm not biased, but I think Singleton, Wilson are pretty even, and then Gibbons takes it for me over Chanel.
And we got at DBs Rayshawn Jenkins and Derwin James versus Jacobs and Simmons. This is probably
That's a hell of a 4 fucking DBs to pick from.
Yeah,
those are some real good DBs.
That's I mean, again, I'm picking my side, but those are 4 really good players.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so yeah, I'm gonna take your side just because of Derwin thing.
On the bench, I mean, I've got Tutu Atwell, who for some reason always projected 10 points.
I mean, that's because Cooper Kupp is occasionally in and out. So if Cooper Kupp is out this week, he could be like we're starting over maybe at flex, but I don't know.
He's got Darrell Henderson, who doesn't have anything in projections.
3.49 on my side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's nothing though. I went for a starting run 1. Yeah, okay, so 5 between all the Rams running backs. Okay, he's also got 400-pound Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That dude, he looked like a refrigerator, but not like a regular size refrigerator, like one of those little refrigerators you put downstairs for like just beers or something, because he's not that tall. But
Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the second coming of Eddie Lacy, but with a way shorter timeline.
Maybe he put on some weight. He went from rookie year, everybody thinking he was going to be amazing, to just a 400-pound blob. I don't know, man. I speak bad about him, but I'm very much overweight too. So
Same.
I've got Cam Jordan sitting on the sideline and Floyd as well. Those two could swap in. I don't see myself putting in Jordan. Jordan hasn't had that great of a year, but Floyd had like 20 points last week, 29. So he's very in and out on his.
Yeah, Floyd's super sack
He only had
dependent
played
also.
25. Yeah, he did have 2.5 sacks. So, on Onyemata and Huff on his side. Benford, nothing really super crazy. A lot of times I'll switch Williams and Jenkins around, just kind of on gut feeling for the most part because they're both pretty similar. They're both pretty good. But as it stands, I'm gonna project myself to beat the Falcons, and all will be right in the world.
I am also gonna take you to the Falcons.
And all will be right in the world.
I probably should take the Falcons because that would give me 2 points if I'm right and you're wrong, but I don't know, man. We picked your side on a lot of this. I don't know that Travis Kelce and Josh Allen are enough alone to make up the difference.
From a winnings perspective, I kind of would hope that he wins just because I've already won. And I'm the first player to actually have won and be put in again at Game of the Week. But you know what?
Yeah,
Whatever.
but this is the big rivalry game. Gotta be game of.
This is the big rivalry. This is one I had penciled in. Had it not been, it probably would have been like Philadelphia, because I'm pretty sure we haven't gotten Philadelphia Game of the Week, and they've deserved Game of the Week.
There's actually 2 teams like that: the
Oh.
Eagles and I think the Eagles and the Cowboys play next week. So that's probably game of the week if the Eagles win this week and they're still, can overtake the Cowboys in the division. I think that's probably our game of the week next week. The Eagles and the Falcons, they're getting their game of the week. That's another reason that this game is game of the week this week because the Falcons have not had a game of the week this year.
It's because they suck.
Even though they're third in the league.
Yeah, it's by luck.
So we're trying to get the Falcons their game of the
week
week and their big rivalry week this week with the Jags, and then hopefully, I could be wrong, but I think the Eagles and Cowboys play next week, and that will hopefully be game of the week, as long as it's something still. The Raiders are another team that have not had a game of the week. They probably deserve one.
You are wrong. It is the Eagles and the Redskins, and the Redskins have already been in twice.
Okay, so the Eagles are not going to get the game of the week. Who do the Raiders play next week?
The Raiders was the other one I was thinking of. The Raiders play. Did I miss them? Because they're usually at the bottom. I didn't go far enough down. The Raiders play the Chiefs, and it doesn't even look close.
Is that like a bye week for them?
What's the verse got? Who are they picking?
Who are they
Let's
picking?
get this done with. I got 20 minutes before I got a call.
Well, it's going to take me 5 minutes to load this up. Okay.
All right.
6 responses from the WFF this week, so you would have won if you took the under.
All right.
We got 100% on the Bears beating the Bengals. Eagles-Bills are split 50-50. I already looked while you were gone. The Eagles are projected to win, barely, so WFF goes with the Eagles.
Okay.
Falcons-Jaguars, 100% for the Falcons to win.
That hurts my soul.
I don't know if this is true. They think the Falcons are going to win, or they're just fucking with you.
Oh, that hurts my soul.
100%. We each picked the Jaguars. Now I kind of wish I would have picked the Falcons.
Oh, that hurts my soul.
Yeah. Seahawks, Chargers, 100% on the Seahawks. Dolphins, Cowboys, 100% on the Cowboys. Chiefs, Cardinals, 100% on the Chiefs. Lions, Ravens, they think the Ravens are going to win. 4-2. Browns, Packers, 100% on the Browns. 49ers, Broncos, 4-2 in favor of the Broncos. Buccaneers, Texans, 100% on the Bucks. Jets, Giants, 100% on the Jets, which all in. But Raiders, Rams, 5-1 in favor of the Raiders. Commanders, Patriots, 100% on the Commanders. Saints, Texans, 5-1 in favor of the Saints. Steelers, Vikings, 4-2 in favor of the Steelers. And Colts, Panthers, 4-2 in favor of Panthers. And that's their picks.
I'm hurting. You guys have had my back every week up until the one I needed you. All right. Well, now that I'm broken inside, that's it for week 12. You got anything to add?
No, gonna be an interesting week. Good luck to everybody. Still a couple of games that have a huge impact on at least the seeding, not necessarily the who's going to or not going to make the playoffs. That feels pretty locked at this point, except for maybe the 6th and 7th seeds might jump around a little bit, but it really feels like the top 5 seeds in each division are pretty much, the teams are locked, but the position of the seeds aren't locked. So it'll be an interesting couple games still. We're gonna get into the playoffs. DJ's frozen again. His internet has been going in and out this entire episode. We're up to 1 hour and 3 minutes recording time, where normally it's 40 minutes.
Fun.
So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, are you back?
I'm back.
Okay. I was just doing an outro without you, because... Jesus.
All I said was that next week's the last week of the regular season, and after that, I guess we'll be doing pick'ems for fun in the playoffs, so...
Yeah, we can just do kind of analyze playoff games and pick our winners for fun, but they won't mean anything.
Sounds good. Yeah, with my internet connection being all jacked up and I got a phone call in 5 minutes, we're going to call it. I will see you all in a week.